Of course, you got people, spinning this narrative about Bill Haney jumping. Listen, it's crazy. Tiger Johnson got jumped by Devin Haney's team, and here you have people already spinning the narrative. You can tell who hates Devin Haney. You can tell. I seen the footage. I saw the whole thing. I saw every footage from different angles. And what I saw, I'm sure most of these Devin Haney haters saw. Tiger Johnson swung on Devin Haney's brother. Okay? He went after whoever was in front of him, and he got met with a bunch of fists. I don't agree with that. I don't. And I think it's very embarrassing being a black man seeing this jump. I hate it. I hate it with a passion. Okay? But for people to put this on Devin Haney and Bill, yes, Bill was involved, but Bill was the man that I saw trying to de-escalate the situation. Okay? I didn't see Bill throwing any punches. I saw Bill grabbing Tiger Johnson, basically separating him from his son, for what it looks like. But Bill was to blame. Bill was the person that people are saying that, started the whole thing. And then you have people tying Devin Haney to this jump. What we saw was Devin Haney doing an interview with his own commentating crew, and a brawl breaks out behind him, and he stops doing the interview and just looked to see where his father was at. He had nothing to do with that, but he's tied to that. People, they take that and try to use that against Devin to try to smear Devin Haney. Devin Haney had nothing to do with that brawl. Bill was involved, but Bill didn't have nothing to do with how it started. That was Tiger Johnson. Tiger Johnson should have walked away. Okay? Tiger Johnson went swinging. Okay? I didn't know who he was swinging at, but he went swinging. How are you going to go swinging at a mob or a group and not expect to get hit with a bunch of fists? Okay? We don't know who Tiger Johnson was swinging at. All I know is that he went swinging after Devin Haney's crew, and he got met with a whole bunch of fists. How can you be mad at Devin Haney and Bill for that? Why can he? Listen, at the end of the day, Tiger Johnson, in this case, is a tool. He's a tool. Tiger Johnson is a biracial, or it looks like to be a biracial foundation of Black American. He's a light-skinned brother, pretty much. If he was in Devin's position, if he was the pound-for-pound fighter, if he was the accomplished fighter, he would be hated too. But since he's a person that's working his way up to become, or trying to become, one of the best fighters in boxing, and no one is considering him right now, of course people are going to side with him for the meantime. Okay? Tiger Johnson was clearly in the wrong. Okay? Clearly in the wrong. Because he went swinging first. But people are going to paint Tiger Johnson out to be the victim because he got beat up, and slander Team Haney because they did the beating up. But at the end of the day, what I see is just people, using this as an opportunity to slander the Haneys. A lot of people hate Bill and Devin for whatever reason. But at the end of the day, we saw worse things than this. We did. Okay? Let's not act like we didn't see worse things than this. Because we see this, we've seen stuff like this take place all the time. And for the ones that are coming online, speaking on this situation, when they don't speak on situations that take place like this all the time, you're exposing yourselves as being hypocrites. Like with Gervonta Tank Davis' arrest. I mean, Gervonta Tank Davis got arrested, okay? When I see people speaking about that, but didn't have nothing to say about Sergey Kovalev, you're exposing yourselves as being a hypocrite. How do you talk about Tank Davis getting arrested, but when Sergey Kovalev was out beating on a female, sending her to the hospital, and then, putting his foot up her dog's behind, and you stood quiet about it? You didn't say nothing about it. You got mad at the people who talked about that. And then here you have Dimitri Bivol, who allegedly put his hands on his ex-wife, which is the reason why she divorced him. And you're still quiet about that. Yeah. You're still quiet about Dimitri Bivol putting his hands on his ex-wife, but you want to talk about Tank. But then you want to sit here and call everybody else racist and biased and all that, and then pushing an agenda and then the double standards. But here you are speaking on something that you didn't speak on when the fighter's color was different. Sergey Kovalev, Dimitri Bivol, none of that. You guys didn't say anything about those things. You didn't say nothing about Teofimo Lopez when he was being racially disrespectful. You didn't say nothing about Ryan Garcia when he talked about unaliving George Floyd again, or bringing George Floyd back to then unalive him. You didn't speak about any of that stuff. But then you want to talk about, these fighters' personal lives when you think it's an opportunity for you to slander the foundation of Black American fighter. You know, this world will serve up these racist people every time they think they have an opportunity to degrade or shame the foundation of Black American person. Because in one instance, you get an opportunity to do so, but when one of your counterparts goes out and act a complete fool, you stay quiet. Just like when you look at America, all these people talking about, the FBA's being violent, the most violent, or being just a menace to society. But when you everywhere you look up, you see their counterparts out here doing the most, committing, mass, breaking into or storming the Capitol, leading the way in raping, underage, it's crazy. How do you try to, label someone or label a group of people as being a menace to society when your people are doing the worst? Okay, these people expose themselves as being, these racist people expose themselves as being hypocrite. They think they got something whenever news break about a FBA doing something he wasn't supposed to be doing. But right after that, one of theirs do something that they wasn't supposed to be doing. You see what I'm saying? Gervonta Tank Davis got arrested. I mean, okay. But Sergey Kovalev got arrested. He put that woman in the hospital. Dimitri Bivol allegedly, put hands and feet on his ex-wife. And you didn't talk about that. None of you guys talked about that. So at the end of the day, just like when it comes to these non-FBAs or non-so-called BA being on PEDs, and most of you guys express how much you don't care about that, right? You don't care. You don't care when they're on PEDs. You don't care when they cheat. Well, you shouldn't care about the FBA's or so-called BA's personal lives or what goes on in their personal lives. Why speak on the FBA's or so-called BA's personal lives when you stay quiet about these non-FBA's or so-called non-BA's being on PEDs?